Back then I didn't know these steps because I had to think about it. And I love the work we've done in Experts Academy and high performance coaching and all these things. There's a lot of reflection on why we are who we are and how we created the success we did, and then kind of unpacking the frameworks for it to really move things forward for you. Shorten your learning journey, shorten your path to one of the goals that I have for you in our journey in business, internet, and AI mastery. And that is to get to purposeful profit. So real quickly, let's break that down. When we think about purpose, there's two ambition lines that I think about. One is the business to consumer ambition line. This is improving the quality of somebody's life somehow. That's the work that I do in high performance coaching. That's the work that we do in the health, wealth, and happiness mastery. The other is business to kind of business. Me helping entrepreneurs, business owners, these kinds of things. And that's growing your business purposefully and profitably. No matter even if you're in business for 20 or 30 years, how can we amplify now? Get out of maybe mental holding patterns that are holding us to a certain level of, income would be one way of thinking of it. But the reality is, what are we doing here to create an asset that could either be a legacy and or an asset that could be sold so we can retire or do something else, whatever that looks like for you, and go after it. And if you know my history, you know that in '92, beautiful guy Ed Aiken, rest in peace, shared with me the power of recurring revenue through his insurance company, his independent insurance agent. And it sparked something for me and finally got it kind of right. In '94, '95, we started to build this internet business, which people thought at the time was a fad. Internet Services of Michigan Incorporated started that in August of 1995. And quickly that thing took off, but its whole base premise was tied to subscription revenue. Because we had great systems and we worked to build exceptional relationships, two big parts of any great business, side note for you, exceptional businesses have great relationships, great systems. Breaking that down, great relationships mean we're creating, building, and sustaining great relationships. We're there through thick and thin. Another way of saying that value that I love, unconditional love. Great businesses also have exceptional systems. They're creating, building, sustaining, and iterating their systems, processes, habits, really assuring that it's hitting the notes for the outcomes that we're trying to deliver for ourselves as the owners and employees and team, but also the outcomes for the customers, And it's really clear that these systems work for the outcomes of both. And I just really want to take some time and think about this purposeful profit piece as we unpack these two ambition lines, getting to starting from scratch. The shortest path to creating a great business, keeping the stuff we've just shared in mind, great relationships and great systems, is assuring what you have is something people need, not necessarily that people want. It's great to have something that people want, but there's a need versus want conversation. We're going to get out of the way right now. We'll talk about it more as we get down into some of the blue in our training today. But I really want to set the tone here for us. The things that I've created that people need, think internet email, internet access in 1995, 96 through 2000. That's when the internet business was. At first, it was something people wanted. It's like, cool, I can get on the internet. I can have an email address. Then all of a sudden, there was a switch that flipped. They needed it in order to be competitive with others, especially if they're, in the business world. They had to have email. Get rid of a fax machine, bring on email. It was now a necessity. That's when things took off for us. We went from, it'd be nice to have, which is kind of a want conversation, to a need conversation. They wanted a web page, or a worldwide web page that was called back in the day. Then all of a sudden, I need to get on the web. My competitors are. What can you do to help? You felt a difference in the urgency in their language. So the need versus want. If I can just give you the essence of a great business, create a deliverable, a product, solution, or service, that's a deliverable, that is so needed and you deliver it with great energy, or talk about it or sell it with great energy, whatever it is for you, that people just cannot help but go somewhere else. That's the fastest path to breaking through what we'll classify as break even and beyond. And hopefully what you're selling, providing the world, is something you feel purposeful about. That in the essence of it, You have a servant mindset, servant leadership mindset. You want to help others. And no matter what direction this product, solution, or service is, it's helping people improve their quality of life somehow and or helping people grow their business somehow. And you're doing a great job with delivery and assuring that you're, how do they word that? Under-promising, over-delivering. Yeah, not the other way around. Over-promising, under-delivering. So often when you buy something from Apple, if you do build to order, which is how I usually get my laptops over the last 15 years, they'll say it's 2 weeks. And you're like, oh, it's 2 weeks, it's gonna be a long time. But it usually comes within a week or less. If you go into their Apple Genius Bar and you turn something in, it's gonna be 3 to 5 days. Typically for me, it's been less than a day to a day. So they're telling you something, but then they're bringing it to you a lot sooner. That's one kind of illustration of under-promising, over-delivering. So these are just some kind of ninja tricks, if you want to think of it, about how to really amplify business growth in the short term.